Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome to this week's edition of the W. Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Mike Sullivan, joined by head coach of the Hofstra women's lacrosse team, Shannon Smith. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, and yourself?
Very good, Coach, and your program doing well. The best start since 2009, 3-0. Just what are your overall thoughts through the first 3 games of the season?
Yeah, I think we've seen some growth in the team so far, from our first game to our third game right now, which is great, and that's what I'm expecting them to do. Everything that we're working on, I want them to be able to translate into games, but we still have a long way to go in the direction that we can be and the potential that this team has. We still have to keep working hard, and we have a long way to get there.
2 games this past week. First on Wednesday, go to overtime against Fairfield to get the victory there. Come from behind win. Britton Altamari gets the game winner. What were your thoughts on the Fairfield game?
Very sloppy right there in the beginning of the game, but I think it showed the true heart of this team, and it showed our character and how hard we work and that we're never going to give up, and they fight until the end, and you could see that in that comeback win. And I think we got our offensive threats in the right position to score goals at the right time for us. So I thought it was a good win all in that aspect. I thought our defense played really well. I thought Abby Wilson did a great job at shutting down Addie Riley, who had 9 points in their previous game and had 0 points against us. So I thought she did a great job at the job that we tasked her to do.
Then Saturday against Colgate, probably your best start to a game. Through the first 3 this season against the Raiders, you get the victory there to win your first 3 before heading on the road this week. So how happy were you to get the 3 victories at home before you hit the road this week for Marist, Maryland?
Very happy, because I think the hard work that we put into those games showed in the players on the field. I think our main goal against Colgate was to come out, win the first draw control, and score that first goal, and not be able to let down right in the beginning like we did in the previous 2 games. So that was definitely a huge momentum for us, because that was something that we really stressed on the 2 days previous leading up to that game.
Let's look at a player now in Britton Altamari. Last season, the all-rookie team in the conference had a very good freshman year. She appears to have improved a lot now in her sophomore season. Looks primed to be maybe one of the best offensive players in the entire CA. What have you seen from her through the first 3 games this year?
Confidence, a lot of confidence, and that's something that we've been working on with her. And I'm like, you're going to make mistakes. The ball is in your stick, and you can't worry about that. And I think just her leadership and the growth on the field and directing our attack. And Britton's really going to keep growing as a player. She's very young still and has a lot to learn. She's only a sophomore, but I'm very happy on how hard she's going out there and playing and what she's doing for us offensively. And it's going to be very exciting to watch her grow as a player as the season goes on.
Another sophomore, April Ionetta, coming off a game where she had 4 caused turnovers, position change, so she's moves back to defense, but we saw her last season, one of the best players on the team in terms of causing those turnovers, getting out in transition. Is that what you think she brings to your back line, and really turn defense into offense? Definitely.
She's great at getting those turnovers, like you said. She's great at sliding, getting those back checks, and it's very exciting, and it excites our team and allows us to really push the ball in transition on picking up those ground balls and pushing it down. And she's a scoring threat for us as well. She has the green light to go. As soon as she gets that ball, she crosses over the 30 with it into the attacking, and she has the green light to go. So I'm expecting some big things as the season goes on from April. And just the experience that she's getting down there and growing with the group of defenders that we have down there is very exciting.
Now, a veteran player on your roster that's really taken a big step this season definitely has been Julia Reamer up on attack. What made you think in the offseason that made you think that she would be capable of a start like this, where in her first couple of seasons here at Hofstra, she didn't really produce it that much in terms of goals, assists, things like that?
Yeah, giving her the chance, giving her the faith and the belief that she can do, and instilling her with that confidence. I think Julia caught my eye from the first day that I was here. She works extremely hard. She's a lefty. She brings that to our team, and it allows us to open up our offense a lot. Julia's very athletic. She's quick and is able to dodge extremely well, change those defenders' hips and get by, and she has a rifle of a left shot. And she's only growing, and I can see the growth really quickly within these 3 games as she gets the experience and the playing time underneath her belt. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she continues to mesh with the rest of our attackers on that attacking end.
In terms of scoring depth, Alex Mezzanotte coming off the game Saturday, she has 3 goals, providing some scoring from that second midfield unit. How important is it for you and your coaching staff to get some production, get some trust instilled in those depth players, so obviously you can throw them out in the field and they can really make an impact on a game?
Yeah, that's something that we really emphasized going into this game, is that we needed some production from our midfielders. You guys work so hard running up and down the field. You do so well defensively. dodge well, you do it in practice, now let's be able to translate that into the games. And I thought our middies, especially Alex, did a great job at that. I thought Jill did a great job at dodging as well, and so did Emily Van Hollen and Marianne Miller and Rebecca Conto. I thought they all did a great job at dodging, and Sam Lennox when she was in there as well on that second midfield line. I thought they all stepped up and they accepted the challenges that our coaching staff gave them in being able to dodge hard and being threats, because we just can't have our attackers being threats. We need our middies being threats as well.
Look ahead to this week, Coach. You head to the road for a couple of games. First, you have Marist in Poughkeepsie, and then Sunday you hit the road to take on Maryland, of course, one of the best teams in the country. But let's start with Marist coming up first. What's a little bit of scouting report you can give on the Red Foxes?
Yeah, Marist is a very tough, scrappy team. They're very well coached, so it's going to be a great, tough game for us, and we're excited, to see what challenges they're going to throw at us right there in the beginning of the game. But, I'm really looking forward to a tough game. They got, a great lefty attacker on their team, so, we're definitely have to be able to contain that. But, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be aggressive, and let's hopefully, we come out on top with the W.
Maryland, a team you're very familiar with from playing at Northwestern, probably the most difficult team on your schedule, one of the best teams in the entire country. So heading into that one, what's going to be the message to your team hitting the road and playing an opponent like Maryland?
Yeah, we're not, as a coach, I'm thinking about it, but the players, we're just focused on Marist right now with them. But, Maryland is a dynamite team. They're off to a great start, and, it's going to be a great challenge against them, and, we'll get our team ready for that challenge, and, it's go out there and play hard and do the little things correctly, and big things will happen. And it's about the hustle plays, the ground balls, and the draw controls, and working hard and being disciplined and sticking to the game plan.
Finally, Coach, hit first 2 games on the road, so this season, this week, what's going to be your keys to victory?
Being disciplined, sticking to the game plan, draw controls, and ground balls.
For head coach Shannon Smith, I'm Mike Sullivan. Thanks for tuning in for this week's edition of the W. Mason Coaches Report.